the bed. Gold crocodiles, they snap their teeth on your cigarette. Foreign types with the hookah pipe say, walk like an Egyptian. Across the floor, they've got the moves. You drop your drink, then they bring you more. All the school kids so sick of books, they like the punk and the metal band. When the buzzer rings, they're walking like an Egyptian. All the kids in the marketplace say, walk like an Egyptian. Slight feet up the street, bend your back, shift your arm, then you pull it back. Life's hard, you know. So strike a pose on a Cadillac. If you wanna find all the cops, they're hanging out in the donut shop. They sing and dance. They spin the club, cruise down the block. All the Japanese with their yen, the party boys call the Kremlin, and the Chinese know. They walk the line like Egyptian. All the cops in the donut shop say, walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Variety Show on Lake Effect Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Lady Kiss Army, and you're listening to The Variety Show on Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. In studio with us today, we have Mr. Frank Kitchen.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing?
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing good now. You gave me a nice cup of green tea. I'm back home here at Lakeland Community College and just sitting back, relaxing, having a good time.
That's great. That's great. How was your drive up here?
Drive was good, other than the construction in downtown Cleveland, but Ohio is known for the orange barrels, and that's the state flower here.
Gee, why could I not agree more with that statement?
There's always construction going on. I think they've been working on I-90 as long as I've been in Ohio. I think it's been like a 25-year construction project.
It's like every time I go down to see my brother on 71, there's some sort of orange barrels that just magically show up.
They magically show up, and as soon as they finish fixing it, then they just start over to dig the road up again and put some more barrels out.
Yeah, in fact, they still got 271 all hosed up before they get to Macedonia.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not driving that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's both sides of the freeway, too.
Okay, I've got some friends down there, and I was supposed to meet with them. I'm not sure if I'm going to go that way. Maybe I'll have them come up and see me.
Yeah. So are you excited for your speech tonight?
Yeah, tonight's exciting. People are like, "Well, you're a professional," but somewhat scary because when it's if you want to call it Lakeland's like family. So when you have friends and family, you get a little bit more nervous than I guess you want to say when I'm with strangers. So it's kind of funny. So I'm just ready to give a good show tonight, but also excited to see some familiar faces.
Now, you also have a new book out. It's called Fresh from the Kitchen.
Fresh from the Kitchen. Yeah, I'm really original with that one.
Could you tell us like what is in the book?
Sure. Essentially, what it is, I say it's called Fresh from the Kitchen, fresh and creative knowledge on life and leadership. I used to work up here at student activities here at Lakeland as also a student, and everybody knew when I used to share information with people, I always call it Fresh from the Kitchen, so it's fresh from me. And when I went to start speaking, people started asking me, "Do you have a book?" And I go, "No." And like, "Well, you should write one." And I was like, "I'm not a writer." I was like, "I'm not going to be able to write a book. I don't really necessarily even like reading lots of books." And then someone goes, "Well, you have a blog, and your blog has 600 posts on it." So when I looked at that, I'm going, "Okay, I guess I can write a book." And what I did was, people like reading my blog, and a lot of times people don't like to read a really big book. So what I did was, the book has 44 stories in it, and each story is a fresh new story, so you don't have to actually read them in order. You can read it out of order, you can read it as you want to. So I tell people, Fresh from the Kitchen means you have 44 fresh new stories that help you out with life and leadership, and the idea is the stories are to help inspire, educate, or entertain you to live your personal professional dreams.
Wow, and you said you were used to work here at
I
Lakeland.
used to work here, yeah.
Were you the director of student activities?
I was not the director. We didn't have a director for a while. I was the assistant director for student activities. So I believe you've still got Mario Petiti over there. Is that
Yeah.
right? And you've got Rich Novotny. Rich Novotny, who's your dean of students, was the director of student activities, and I was his assistant director. And then he became the dean, and I was over there as the assistant director, and then I left Lakeland to go pursue my dream, and then that's when you guys brought Mario in, and I know I've talked to him a couple times. I know he's doing a really good job up here. So that was about 8 years ago.
Yes, I remember my first time meeting Mario for the recruitments.
Mhm.
And at the time, they were only advertising the student government and CAB, which is known as Campus Activities Boards for some of you who are listening outside of Lakeland.
Yeah,
And-
those are like the two main groups. You guys got a lot of great groups, up here. It just depends, if the students are really going to go and push it with CAB and student government, because they do kind of represent the school, and there's opportunity to earn a little bit of money towards your classes there. I know those are the ones that are always really pushed because you get a chance to really make a change here on campus. But just like you're doing this show right now, this makes a change also.
And I have to agree with that, it does. And I try to focus on mostly contemporary music while throwing in a few mainstream here and there.
So you get to be original and get to be yourself.
Yes.
That's always how it's always been up here for the radio station. You guys have always just had some unique DJs, the ability to just kind of keep people going here in Breakers. So while they're studying, it's nice to be able to listen to something. And if anybody ever comes to complain to you about what they're playing, you were talking about my book earlier, but there's a study done at Ohio State, and I put it in the book, and it goes, no matter what the music is, it goes, you tend to perform about 20% better with music than without. So next time somebody wants to say, "Oh, turn that music off," it's like, no, you actually perform better when you're listening to music.
Yes, I have noticed that. My dad's like, turn that music off while you're studying. I'm like, I can't do it. My ADHD won't allow it.
I think I'm kind of like you too, because it's funny when I'm actually there's a lady outside the radio station right now. I'm going to go ahead and say hi to her. She's not looking right now. I'll go ahead and talk to her later.
She's on the iPhone.
She's on the iPhone. But no, it's funny about the music piece is like when I'm getting ready for a speech or I'm writing, if it's quiet, call it maybe my ADD. It's like I can't write, I can't practice. I actually need to have music. So a lot of times, it doesn't matter what it is, there's always music playing. And it actually makes me perform better, but it actually calms the nerves down before I'm ready to go do something.
I've noticed that too. It's one of the things that I do for my church. I don't know if you're Catholic. This is mostly a Catholic thing.
Okay.
Is we hand out communion.
Yep.
And I'm one of the people who helps do that. The term is called extraordinary ministers.
Okay.
To be considered a Eucharistic minister, you have to be a priest, deacon, and so on up. And then there's the Pope, the highest form. And when I get ready to do my hair and makeup, I always had the music going beforehand to help calm me.
Oh yeah, it's just relaxing, and you're even saying about the Catholic Church. You think about it, there's a lot of singing always going on within the church. So maybe it's helping calm people and make them reflect back on what's going on for the week, what's going to be coming up before. But music, it's amazing. It's a point where I told people, you can watch TV, you can watch movies, but it's amazing how a song can actually just bring up memories. You can remember exactly the first time you heard it, where you were, what you're doing. You're talking about doing your hair, playing music. But, for me, there's a lot of songs, and, I'll probably see some friends tonight where if I look at them, I can always, remember a song. If I hear one song, it just makes me think about that friend or when we were out about to do something crazy or about to do something amazing.
Yeah, I can recall actually a good story.
Uh,
I was on my way to work. I work as a lifeguard.
okay.
And this is when Borders still existed.
Mm-hmm.
I drove up to Borders and I bought Metallica's Black Album. And no sooner I get in the car, ripped open the packaging, put it in my CD player, and drove off to work. And then a storm came. I was up in my position for 5 minutes on top of our water slide before I'm like, hey guys, we're hearing thunder over here. So we cleared the pool. It stormed till 5 o'clock. I got my Metallica CD out. I'm like, hey, can I go up and get dinner from the Pizza Hut Express? And to and back, I listened to my Metallica album. I just sat down to eat when one of the girls there who used to tease me in high school comes in and she's like, hey guys, Michael Jackson died.
Oh, wow. You just brought two stories, because I remember the Michael Jackson. I was actually with a friend here in Ohio. This is one of the last times I was back in Ohio, and we were actually at a vet's office because the cat got its tail closed in the door. It's a whole crazy story right there. But the Metallica one is funny because I think about that one. It's usually you have people will play that just to kind of get up. But Metallica just brings back, if you want to say, somewhat of a nightmare for me, because I just remember going to a laser tag place down the street from here, and they're like, ready, set, go, and they turn the Metallica on. The whole room fills with smoke. And all I know is all these guys in camo just jump out of nowhere and just shoot and destroy our whole team. So when I hear Metallica, that's what I just think about. It's yeah, we're going to get shot.
Yeah, but it was just so weird. It's that was the day I bought Metallica,
Right.
and Michael Jackson went.
And you can remember that date, time, specific spot just from listening to music. And that's the piece where, too, I might talk about a little bit tonight, was just saying how music can kind of, just help us towards our dreams, but it just helps us bring up just, a lot of times, good memories, sometimes sad, but most of the time it's good memories. And it's just funny how a song can do that.
So, in the next 5 minutes, do you miss Ohio, or do you like it in Arizona better?
Ooh, tough question. I miss lots of people here in Ohio. I can say the summers are nice here, but I can tell you when I'm in Arizona, especially during December and January, when I'm enjoying about 65, 70 degrees days, and I'm watching everybody here talk about the 2 feet of snow, those days are tough to miss Ohio. But yeah, I miss a lot of people. A lot of my friends who are here are pretty much like family. I call them brothers and sisters. I was at my friend's house last night, and they've got their 3-year-old, and pretty much call her my niece, so I got a chance just to hang out with them. So I miss that, and I try to get back as much as I can. I've got a lot of friends who go, hey, when are you moving back? But Arizona is just a part of my life now, and I love being out there.
Oh, so when you see we're getting battered with lake effect snow, just like this past winter was the winter from hell, you're sitting there going, nope, I don't have to deal with this.
Yeah, but I try not to rub it in, because if I rub it in, then my friends here will get back at me. Or at least the one point this year I said, wow, it's really cold there, you guys getting a lot of snow? And they're going, yeah. And right when I made that comment, it's like what's the weather like out there? It's oh, it's 80. And I go, it's are you rubbing it in? I go, no. The very next week, I had a job in Massachusetts, up near the New Hampshire border. Yeah, it was -5, and there's 4 feet of snow on the ground. So, I try not to rub it into people, because at some point, because I travel a lot, it's going to come back and get me.
Oh, the whole karma thing.
The karma thing comes back. So I kind of keep quiet on it. I'll say, hey, you can come join me, or I try to be as nice about it as possible. But I know a lot of my friends, I know you guys had a tough winter, and there are some depressed people from Ohio this year.
Yes, there is. So we're going to take a music break.
Okay.
I think that's good. And next up, we're going to have is Paramore. We're going to start with their interlude, Moving On, which will follow into Ain't It Fun. And the two songs, they go nicely together on the album. And I like to keep it that way. you'll get to hear the interlude when you hear it actually on the radio.
All right, well, I look forward to listening to it, so let's go ahead and hear those songs.
That, and then we have a minor artist, that Rogue Romeo with City of Glass, Four Strings with Waterfall, and Depeche Mode with Enjoy the Silence. You're listening to Lake Effect Radio. I am Miss Lady Kiss Army. This is The Variety Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Lake Effect Radio.
Я твой слуга, я твой работник. Я твой слуга, я твой работник.
Let 'em have their time. Sit back and let 'em shine. Let 'em rise and rise, 'cause one day they're gonna fall. Let 'em soak in the sun. Sit back and let 'em have their fun. Let 'em spill their guts, 'cause one day they're gonna slip on 'em. Well, I could be angry, but you're not worth a fight. And besides, I'm moving on. I've counted to 10 and I'm feeling alright. And besides, I'm moving on. Let 'em play their songs. Let 'em say what's right and wrong. Let 'em do their thing, 'cause it'll never be you and me. We got our own style. We got a way of living life. If they can't get down, well, we don't need them around. Well, I could be angry, but you're not worth a fight. And besides, I'm moving on. I counted to 10 and I'm feeling alright. And besides, I'm moving. Yes, I'm moving. Besides, I'm moving on. I don't mind letting you down easy, but just give it time. If it don't hurt now, but just wait a while. Another big fish in the pond, no more. You were what they're feeding on. So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good being all alone? Where you from? You might be the one who's running things. Well, you can ring anybody's bell and get what you want. See, it's easy fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Ain't it good? Ain't it good? Being all alone. Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. 'Cause the road don't open up like good. Ain't it good? Being all alone. Go crying to your mama. You're on your own in the real world. Go crying to your mama. You're on your own in the real world. Your mama. You're on your own. This is the real world. Go crying to your mama. You're on your own. This is the real world. This is the real
Close my eyes to this gorgeous machine, then wonder why I blindly make my way, crashing into other lives who don't know me too. If I can't be seen, I must be truly alone. Then came a flash as you push the dark away. Feel my pupils raise. A frozen moment, time will change until we touch and the flash. Flash, 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 light up my city of glass. come through. As you push the dark away, feel my pulse race. Frozen moments all will change until we touch and we're the flash, 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 flash. Light up my city of glass. working. That's the way you do it.
I want your love and I want your revenge. You and me could write a better man.
All I ever wanted, here in my arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Variety Show on Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. I sincerely hope you enjoyed Four Strings with their song Waterfall, as well as that Rogue Romeo with City of Glass. Here in the studio now is Mr. Frank Kitchen. And what time is your seminar going to be at?
I will be at H101 today. I'll be down there at 7 p.m., so it's going 7 p.m. to 8:15, and then I will be back tomorrow, back in the same room, H101, and I'll be there from 3:30 to 4:45.
Is there going to be a meet and greet beforehand on Thursday?
I can make one now. If you want me to schedule one, I can make a meet and greet. I'm actually going to be in the library from 1 o'clock to 2, kind of doing a meet and greet, doing like a book reading, answering questions. So if people want to go to the library tomorrow from 1 to 2, I'll be up there. And then I'll come on downstairs to H101. I'll probably go through another sound check, and I'll just kind of hang out before and afterwards. So I'm pretty low-key. I'm not a diva or anything like that. I'll hang out and talk with people as long as they want to talk with me.
Yeah, that's what my friend was telling me.
Which friend?
The friend who was very excited, who came here, was like, "Oh my gosh, we got Frank Kitchen to come speak."
Mr. AW, yeah. So, yeah, I told him, I was like, whatever it's going to do to, like, help the college out, like we were talking here on the break, is, a lot of people helped me out when I was a student here, and the main thing was I always enjoyed the performers where it wasn't so much what they did on stage, it was the performers who would hang out before and afterwards to talk to the students and work with us, and those people made, like, an impact on my life. So this is my chance to kind of, if you want to say, pay it forward and do the same piece, because maybe just like by talking to you, talking to somebody else here around the campus, if it helps them turn their dream into reality, that's what Lakeland's about, then hey, I told people, I was like, I'll be here all day and I'll talk to everybody and anybody.
Yes, and I'll be at the showing, but it'll be tomorrow's showing at 3:30, because that just worked better out for my schedule, because I have a test coming up next week in my nasty trig class.
Ooh, trig. I love that one.
I could do it. My teacher's a hard grader. He explains things well, which is what I like. But it's one of those classes where my dad said, you're going to go to college, you're going to get a degree in something where you can make money in. It's like...
Yep. Well, I don't want to knock trigonometry. It's a good class. I took it too, but I really haven't used it at this point after I graduated. So I was happy that I did take the class, but I haven't used trigonometry in the grocery store.
But you've seen this. You've seen my case before. Parents go to orientation because, I want my kid to go in this field because I was in this field, or I know they can make money.
Oh, yeah. Like tonight I'll talk about it. I told people it's all about getting a degree. There's a lot of people where the parents especially, they've got this timeline. And a lot of the parents, especially the parents who've never gone to college, it's like, my kid should be there for, 24 credit hours. And it's like, okay, 24 is, 12 is full-time. That's double. Like, they should be there for 24 credit hours, and they're going to graduate in a year, and they're going to go do this. And it's like, whoa, slow down. Your kids have jobs. They've got a life. They need to, they want to study, but you don't want to burn them out. Or it's like, it's like the average time period for someone to get out of college is, I told them, like, with 4-year schools, it's about 5.5 years to 6 years. Here at 2-year schools, it varies from roughly about 2.5 years to 5 years. Don't tell that to my kid. And I go, hey, I'm just being honest and truthful. But it depends on, like, what's, how fast they take their classes. Some people are part-time, some people are full-time. But the case is, go here, do well in your classes, and walk across that stage. Some people get it done in 2 years or less. Some people take 4 or 5 years, or in some cases I've been here and I've watched people in their 70s walk across the stage, but they all have the same smile. They're all happy because they've got their diploma. And that's what a lot of the parents really need to understand when it goes to school here is, hey, have your kids get that diploma. And for a lot of people who are going here part-time, guess what? Most of the part-time students that I know, they're paying as they go. When they graduate debt-free because everything's paid for. So it's like, don't you want them not to only have their degree, but to be debt-free and really be prepared to go out into their workforce versus they're in debt, because they're trying to rush, or maybe they went to a career field they didn't want to go into, and now they've got debt, a career they didn't want to do. That's not really being a good parent.
Yeah, and the weird thing is it took my doctor to actually tell my dad, look, she's doing her math classes 3 to 4 times over again. I don't think this engineering path that you and your wife did and now your son did, that's not her.
No, we're all wired differently, but The funny one was when I used to go here as a student, I was always getting pushed by my mom a lot. But then she started taking classes here. And the funny one was, as she started to take classes here and I transferred down to University of Akron, I was like, oh yeah, Mom. I was like, I'm having a tough time with my sociology class right now and also having a tough time with my economics class. And she goes, well, how about maybe you drop the glass and you take it next semester? Or maybe you go sign up for studying or tutoring. Or how about you do... And it's funny because before then she's like, you got to work your way through, just keep taking the class. So it's almost funny, like once she started to take classes, she understood. And then I came back here to work and I hired her on as like one of my orientation. I used to be the orientation director here. Hired her on and she started talking to the parents to explain to them exactly what their children were going through, because many parents just don't understand. They've got this, if you want to say image or, false notions of what college is really all about. They've seen stuff in movies. But then when they get a chance to really understand what's going on, I think they become more supportive of the students.
I'll be honest, I dropped classes because I wasn't doing good in them.
Yeah, well, I tell students when I was here at orientation, I go, you pay the same amount for an A as you do for an F. So why would you pay all that money to fail the class if you still have the option to maybe drop out and take it over the next semester? Or maybe you need to take a class one step lower just to make sure it wakes your mind up, because for a lot of students here, you haven't taken, you said trigonometry, you might not have taken that for a couple of years, and now you go right back into it. You need a point for, that door in your brain to open up, like, oh, wait, this is math again. Let's go ahead and, wake my mind up, because taking the, entrance test or taking, the ACT, that doesn't really prep you for being ready for that class.
And so what are you going to be talking about on your show tonight? Your seminar?
Well, I told you I'm very original, so with my last name being Kitchen, it's spelled just like the room. Tonight's one is called What's Cooking in Your Kitchen? So the idea is like turning your dreams into reality. So I tell people, kind of using my name, I'm going to be sharing stories about people I knew where they had a dream and it turned it to reality and how much they enjoyed it. But I try to compare it with making a meal. We've all been hungry, correct?
Yes.
Yep. And when you get that point when you're super hungry and you're like, okay, you've got a vision now of what you want to eat. So what's your favorite food?
Let's see here. Oh gosh, I have tons.
Okay, just pick one.
I know. Let's just say fettuccine alfredo. I made it from scratch.
Oh, see, fettuccine alfredo from scratch. So now you can taste it now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's say I come over to your house, you've got friends coming over, and we walk in the house, we're starting to smell that fettuccine alfredo, right?
Yeah.
And if it smells really good, the first question we come up to you, and what's the question we're going to ask is, what are you cooking?
Fettuccine Alfredo
yeah.
from scratch.
Right. Oh, it smells good, and I'm going to ask you, what's your recipe?
My recipe is, I like to use linguine noodles, but you can use fettuccine if you want.
Yeah.
But it's white pepper, a ratio of water Parmesan, then your, what's the other cheese? Romano cheese.
Okay.
And then 1 stick of butter,
All right.
some salt, some garlic powder, not a lot.
Good. See, so you just gave me like step by step, and that's what a recipe is. It's a step by step instructions to create something.
And don't forget the heavy cream.
The heavy cream, there we go. And you got to put the chicken in, maybe you put a little broccoli in. You know what you want to do. You can you can actually, tailor it towards your likes. But that's why I tell people about dreams. Dreams are the same way. You've got this vision, but many times we just have a vision, but we don't think about the plan that we have to put in place to make it a reality. And we watch other people. So if we see somebody that they're living their dream, I can go ask, what's your recipe? And they can give me the step-by-step. So you gave me the step-by-step, the ingredients. You could probably tell me more about how hot to have it, how to put it in, how to make it. So I'm trying to recreate it or make my dream, because fettuccine sounds really good right now.
Yeah.
So that's what tonight's, show is going to be about, is saying, hey, let's go ahead and compare our dreams with, cooking or like having a recipe. So I call it the recipe for success. But I want people to think about the step of, one is, make a plan for it. So step-by-step plan. What's the name of the recipe that you're trying to create? What is the time that it takes to create it? How much energy is needed? That's the temperature. What's the ingredients that you need? What's the step-by-step instructions? And most importantly, how do you celebrate it? What's the way you serve it? Because if you think about, once you've gotten your fettuccine made, how do you serve it up? You figure out the perfect plate, right?
I do it all the Italian style. I have the noodles cook in with the sauce.
Okay.
And then you put it on the plate.
And then once you eat it, what's the first thing we say? We're like, And if it's really good, we want to have it again, but we might change it up just a little bit. So life is the same way with our dreams. We need, to put some step-by-step instructions, because I was talking to a group a few weeks ago, and they're going, my plan didn't work. And I go, well, did you follow your plan? And they go, no. And I was like, well, it wasn't a case that your plan didn't work. It's a case you just didn't follow the plan. So somebody might say, well, I want to work out and get myself in better shape. They're like, what are you going to do? I'm going to wake up 6 o'clock every morning. Goes a few weeks go by, you're going to ask them, it's like, hey, how's that plan going? They go, well, I haven't woken up yet. And it's like, well, your plan is good, but you haven't followed it through. So let's go ahead. So tonight I'm just going to be teaching people like, hey, don't only put the plan together, but start to follow that plan. As I can then quote, we can enjoy the sweet, taste of success. So I keep it fun. I'll tell some personal stories about, me. I'll make fun of my name because I've had some great conversations about my last name being Kitchen. Most people want to know, is that real? And that is my real name. It's spelled just like the room. And then I'll tell them about some of my experiences here at Lakeland, but also just how Lakeland helped me get to where I am now.
Wow, you had a pretty interesting journey.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. It continues. Lots of funny stories. Who knows? Maybe I have to come back and do another interview with you, and we'll just tell you funny stories from the
Now
road.
I'm really excited for that seminar. You know what? Maybe I should stay later and come see tonight.
You could do tonight, and tonight's probably going to be a lot of my friends and a lot of Lakeland alumni, but you're there at 3:30 tomorrow, so come
Yeah.
on down. And I'll do the meet and greet, and I'll give you
This
just as
sounds
good a
just
show.
so much exciting.
I've sat in the audience before, and I've watched people put someone to sleep, and I'm like, I don't want to be that person. So even tonight, I'm not the person who wears a suit and tie up on stage. I'm going to, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to dance tonight, but sometimes I do dance. I play music during the program. I will show silly pictures. I'm not afraid to make fun of myself, and depending on who shows up tonight, I might make fun of some people who are going to be in the audience. But the idea is to tell people learning should be fun. So if we can laugh and learn at the same time, we're going to have a good time. And they said usually if you're engaged and laughing when you're doing something, you remember it. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have fun. We're going to joke around about cooking in the kitchen, keeping your dishes clean, and making your dreams come true.
Well, thank you for coming with us.
Thank you for the invite. I'm glad that you had reached out to me there on Twitter, so the power of the internet.
Yes.
So I get to, come down here, and my first step back on to Lakeland is to do a radio interview.
Yeah.
With Miss Kiss Army. Lady Kiss Army. I got to get it correct.
Hey, you did good.
Okay.
Most people just use my regular name, and it's like, no.
No, this is your official name right here. So I've got to tell people we can do this shout out for you right now. I don't know if you record this right now, but ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the best DJ here at Lake Effect Radio, Lady Kiss Army.
That's actually a true statement. I was voted one of the top 3 people.
Oh, see, I said you're the top person here.
I know you did, but we're just waiting for that final moment.
Okay, so yeah, you can say top 3, but I'll just go ahead because you can say he didn't know anything, and we just kind of keep it fun.
Yeah, well, we just did a revote on it.
Okay.
On the best broadcaster, because I was tied with 2 other people.
But do the other DJs cook? Do they make chicken Alfredo and linguine?
Actually, yes, one does cook.
Okay.
That's because his girlfriend cannot cook to save her life.
Yeah, well, see, I'm voting based off of the ability not only to be a great DJ and ask great questions, but the ability to just cook something that sounds really mouth-watering. So that's where my vote's going.
Yes, I took all the classes, but I tried to apply what I learned in my classes for my show.
Got it. Well, see, I took 3 years of cooking classes, so I'm going to try to apply what I've learned there in those classes to my speech tonight.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much.
Okay, and then we'll get to Depeche Mode for the final song of tonight. Thank you, Mr. Frank Kitchen, for stopping by.
Hey, thank you so
much. It was
much.
a pleasure to interview you.
Thank you, lady.
And what is the best show here on Lake Effect Radio?
The Variety Show.
You heard him. There's no greater show than The Variety Show. I am Miss Lady Kiss Army, and we are going to sign out with Depeche Mode with Enjoy the Silence. Peace out.
They are able to simulate the exact brain patterns. The grey world of reality.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Variety Show on Lake Effect Radio.
All transactions must be completed within the next 30 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you for shopping at the Paramount.
violence, break the silence. Come crashing into my little world. Painful to me, it's right through me. Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. Vows are spoken to be broken. Feelings are intense, words are trivial. Pleasures remain, so does the pain. Words are meaningless and forgettable. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to The Variety Show. And I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Frank Kitchen for stopping by today. And here is DJ
Illuminade.
And what's your show name? Do you even have a show name?
It's called The Fake Adventure or something like that. It changes weekly, whatever I feel like calling it.
Really?
Yeah.
Gee, no wonder why I could never introduce you guys, because I don't know what your show name is.
It changes weekly.
Wow. So here is DJ Illuminade and
DJ Cool C.
Cool C.
Cool C.
Cool C.
Okay. And who are you guys interviewing today?
Bobby Boucher.
Is he a friend of yours?
No. He will be. I just don't know.
Okay. Well, we are going to take a commercial break while we change over. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Lake Effect Radio!
Keep on rocking around the clock tower.